this Thursday night game's a little. I mean, you're telling me at the gym what you got cooking, but we'll get into it.
Bro.
I'm back with Randy, folks.
Yeah.
What's up? How you
What's
doing?
happening, bro? Dude, I'm ready to get this preview going, bro. Because, I mean, dude, people are either going to think I'm needing a breathalyzer or I'm going to be, like, the smartest man in the room, bro. Because I think I might be cooking, but we'll find out, bro. I'm going against the grain, bro. I wasn't trusting my gut in past weeks. I'm just going with the all-gut picks, bro.
Yeah, we'll
We're
go
going
over
all-gut picks.
our week 2 picks just so we're keeping track of them.
Yeah.
We both went 8-8 despite choosing a bunch of different games. Loki's really thirsty right now. Gosh, but
Chomping at the bit.
we both went 8-8, and yeah, so that's not gonna cut it. That's not good enough from both of us. So.
Yeah, bro. See, the thing is, that the first 2 weeks, I had inklings on certain games, and I just didn't have the balls to pick certain teams, bro. And I'm going in.
Put your
this
balls
week.
on the line.
Yeah, bro.
Starting
I'm
with
doing
the
it.
Thursday night game.
Patriots. Actually, though.
No.
Actually, I'm gonna do it, bro. I'm gonna
Alright.
do it. I wanted to pick the Patriots in week 1. Do I think this is the most talented team in the league? No. Do I think they have a good matchup this week? Yeah. I think they have a really good matchup this week. Talking about one of the best rushing teams in the league right now with Ramondre Stevenson. It's about when you get teams, not which team is better sometimes, you know, and seeing the Jets in week 3 when that passing game of the Jets hasn't looked good. They seem like they're figuring some things out with the rushing offense. But in terms of the Patriots, though, they're just pounding teams with the ground game with Stevenson and Antonio Gibson, who looked great in week 2. I mean, he broke off some runs. Dude looked fresh. And having him as a 2, I like. I don't like him being a 1 like he was in Washington for a couple of years. So I'm not going to lie. In terms of the matchup with a glaring weakness of the Jets and being able to stop the run, they want to talk all about their pass defense. And I love the corners specifically. Safeties, mid. Corners, legit.
Yeah.
Pass rush doesn't look the same this year.
Yeah, it doesn't. It should. But that Jermaine Johnson, him going down is such a key loss for them, dude.
Yes. And also, too, DJ Reader. I think, isn't DJ Reader also banged up as well?
I think so.
So, I mean, I know this Patriots, their perimeter options in terms of their passing game have not looked good. Hunter Henry's kind of had one of the best games of his career last week. So, I mean, the Patriots may or may not be figuring some things out in the pass game for their success. But in terms of glaring mismatch of the Patriots' physical run game versus the Jets' run defense, that's going to give the Jets some problems. And if they can't get this Patriots offense off the field on third downs or force them into third and longs because the run game is looking legit, they're going to have problems all game long, dude. And I know it's 6-point spread. I don't really care about that, man. I think covering the spread, this game's going to be close. It's going to be ugly. It's not going to be a high-scoring game. The under looks great. But if you're looking at potential upset, I like the Patriots this week matchup.
Yeah. They've just been running all over teams, and the Jets, like you said, they haven't shown that they can stop the run. So that's just going to be early. Just look for the Jets to probably stack the box and just kind of force the hand of the Patriots to throw the ball because their skill guys are probably bottom 5 in the league in terms of just skill positions.
They're down there for sure.
But yeah, we're tripping. DJ Raiders on the Lions now.
No, the corner. What's his name? Not DJ Reader. It's the 5'9" corner. He plays outside. He's the number 2 corner. He came from the Seahawks. I forget his name off the top of my head. I believe I heard that he was maybe banged up and might not play. And on a short week, I think that that's very possible. But either way, I think with
DJ Reed, same shit.
Yeah, DJ Reader,
whatever. We have
it's
so many people.
The corner,
yeah,
the number 2 corner behind Sauce Gardner. It's just I don't believe in this Jets defense and the way that they're looking to start the season. They had issues stopping the run second half of last year, and it's carrying over into this year. And that's a problem. So I mean, with the physical ground game, with a guy like Stevenson, who might be a top 10 running back right now. I don't know. Stevenson's up there, dude. I like the way he's playing this year. And having a physical back that is a tackle breaker, wear down the defense type of guy. If these Patriots or Jets defenders cannot have early down success, that's how they're going to win the game, is if they can get stops on first and second down make them into 3rd and long.
Yeah.
That's the only way they're going to have success this game.
Yeah, down and distance is going to be the story of the game.
Field position, down and distance, low scoring.
Yeah, it's not. I think I don't know. I'm not sure about low scoring because I feel like, if what we're saying does just go off the rails, I mean, if the Jets get put in a position where they're up, I think it's going to be low scoring because they're not going to have that incentive to keep pushing the ball down the field.
Yeah.
And they have 2 great backs that we talked about in the other previews with Braylon Allen and Breece Hall. But I don't know. This just seems like such a obvious pick. But then we look at Raiders-Ravens last week and we're like, dude, there's no way the Ravens lose again.
Well, I thought that game was gonna be ugly. I wasn't sure the Raiders would be able to protect the ball, and they only turned it over once and got a pick, so the turnover margin was even. They can be even or up. They're gonna be in almost every game. That ended up being the case last week.
Well, I'm picking the Jets because I feel
That's
like
fine.
I have some sanity in me.
I'm 2-0 in my Jets picks this year, bro. So
All right.
I mean, I feel like I got a pretty good read for this Jets team. So, I mean, I think this is just a bad matchup and wrong time they're meeting the Patriots, in my opinion. But we'll find out. I mean, C.J. Mosley's banged up too, and without C.J. Mosley, Jermaine Johnson, potentially DJ Reed as well.
Yeah.
They got some issues on defense.
I just looked up the injury report, and they haven't listed any of the guys except for Jermaine Johnson and C.J. Mosley. But all the Patriots
What about DJ Reed?
He's like he hasn't like he was full participant, so he'll definitely
Knee
play.
Injury. He was limited early in the week. I mean, I
got
just
a
feel
knock.
like on short weeks, it's kind of tough for some guys. We'll see how he plays if he does play. But if he's full participant the last 2 games, good chance. But either way, C.J. Mosley's come out of both of the last 2 games, so I don't know if he was maybe banged up coming into the season. But it's just a tough matchup and time to see the Patriots early in the season when they're still not completely figured out yet.
Yep, I totally agree. But I'm picking the Jets based on
Yeah.
strictly roster depth, and
Yeah.
one has Aaron Rodgers and one
They should
doesn't,
win the
so.
game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna overthink it too much. I have some other picks that I'm gonna go into more, but I think this is shit. We'll see tonight. I'm not gonna put my foot on anything. So
If the coaching was more competent with the Jets and more of a standout, I would say for sure. But I don't believe in the coaching all that much either. I mean, Saleh has proven nothing. We know Nathaniel Hackett's not a good coach. Co-OC thing, whatever. But I mean, I just don't believe the coaching of the Jets is enough to where they are going to come out of games they should win and win easily.
yeah, I don't hate that. Go to Broncos Bucs next.
Yeah, we'll go Broncos Bucs.
What are you thinking?
There's not much to really think about this game, I feel like. I mean, it's just Bo Nix. Bo Nix is just going to hold this team back for as long as he's playing if he doesn't get benched. I mean, it's just dude puts the ball in harm's way. He doesn't push the ball downfield, and their offensive line is not enough to make life easy for them with a lack of playmakers. So it's just there's no real strength to this Broncos team to where they're going to be able to threaten a team like the Bucs, who has legitimate strengths on defense, defensive coaching, offensive playmakers. Bucs don't run the ball well, but I mean this could be a blowout for sure this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Mike Evans is going to get a lot of Pat Surtain this week, so I expect another big game from Godwin.
Yeah.
And maybe K-Don kind of gets involved more too. But we'll see what the Bucs cook up, because this Broncos defense isn't bad. Like, their front seven isn't terrible.
Yeah.
It's just their offense is so shitty with Bo Nix. Like, that he's not their quarterback. We talked about it before, but he's not the answer going forward. But for now, going into week 3, that's who they have listed as a starter. So
and it's
I'm
for
taking the Bucs.
Yeah, I think we're both taking Bucs on this. And I think the thing is that like he had the most starts in college of any QB in history, I believe. And for him to come out and look like this, I think it's just kind of very telling of what we're going to see going forward. I don't think this is a rookie QB that's going to develop. I think this is a rookie QB that might just not have it.
Yeah, I'm 100% there with you because, like you said, he's older. He's one of the older rookies that have come into the league.
Yeah.
So he's played a absurd number. I don't know the exact amount, but he's played a lot of football games, and
he had like 60-something starts, I think, in college.
Yeah, something like that. It's insane. But I don't know. I just don't think his floor, his ceiling is very low. I don't really see him flashing any traits where I'm like, dude, I could see him growing into this like Anthony Richardson. He has all the traits in the world, every physical attribute you have, but you can see the ceiling with him. With Bo Nix, you're like, dude, what?
He looks kind of like Alex Smith when Alex Smith was like young with the Niners.
Yeah, not like nothing like too flashy. Nothing really stands out.
Yeah,
But
he's got some athletic ability. I mean, Alex Smith, I think at one point had like a 70-yard run. I mean, Bo Nix has
I
got
don't remember that.
I think he had that versus the Jets.
he?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, when he was with the Chiefs, it was like mid 2010s. But he had like a 70-yard run. I think Bo Nix is a very similar style of player. Got some athletic ability, but in terms of the just seeing the field, I mean, you can give this guy playmakers, but the way he just throws the ball to the defense after being so experienced in college, I think is a very big red flag.
Yeah, we're both taking Bucs.
Yep.
I want to move on to Chargers Steelers.
Man, I'm 0-2 in my picks for the Steelers, and I want to fade him again.
Yep.
I'm
gonna fade him again.
I want to fade him again, bro. But I mean, it's just I feel like I'm going to regret it. It's a rookie right tackle who's gonna be seeing T.J. Watt for most of the game, but this rookie right tackle is built kind of different. He's not any rookie right tackle. He's a very large individual that can match up with a guy like T.J. Watt.
He showed against Max Crosby too.
Exactly. But it's a physical size match where it's not. There's no mismatch. It's Joe Alt he matches up well with a guy like T.J. Watt. So, it's just. Where's the edge in this game going to come from? It's like I don't really see an edge for Pittsburgh. Kicking game strong. Same with the Chargers. I don't think that there's much of an edge in coaching either way. I think that the Chargers are a very fundamentally sound team that is a physical team. I want to go with the Chargers just because I do think that I like the toughness that they're built as their identity of the team that they've established early on. I just think this is going to be an ugly game. I think that it's going to be interesting to see if they can get more of a passing game going because Justin Herbert hasn't looked very good this season. Passing options, not the best. But we need to see some more Lab and Conkey. I mean, Quentin Johnston, good for him that he got some production this past week. But in terms of who you want the ball going to, I mean, they invested a pick in him, but dude doesn't look like he doesn't pass the eye test like a guy like Lad McConkey does. So I want to see more Lad McConkey. J.K. Dobbins, the way he's running the ball and this offensive line looks, I have to go with the Chargers in this matchup, but I don't feel good about it either way.
Both fading them again.
Yeah.
Steelers. I think the Chargers team just comes down to, like you said, T.J. Watt is such an X factor to most teams he goes against, but Joe Alt is the real deal, dude. He's probably going to be
freak, dude. He's
all-pro,
so massive.
like a 5 or 6 time all-pro over the course of his career because he's solid, dude. And
yeah,
with this Steelers team, this offense isn't going to put up crazy amount of points every single week. So it's kind of they're relying on that defense heavily. And when you have when you have an offense like the Chargers where they're going to run the ball no matter what. They're going to run the ball, and they do have Justin Herbert. I want to go to quarterback play again. I'm taking what is going on over there? I like Justin Herbert over Justin Fields 10 out of 10 times because he's just the better quarterback. And like you said,
I agree.
We're looking for edges here. I think quarterback play is the ultimate edge that gives the Chargers the win in this one.
Yeah, the thing is just Justin hasn't Herbert because ain't Justin, both Justin. Herbert hasn't looked great, you know, and like he's even versus the Panthers with that secondary that we've talked about and that pass defense that we've talked about. I mean, he wasn't really moving the ball much through the air. I know they're not passing the ball a bunch, and that's a Greg Roman thing. That's what they want to scheme up and do. But I mean, if the Steelers are winning this game, it's going to be because George Pickens, you know? I mean, I don't really see anybody in that Chargers secondary that's going to be able to match up with a guy like George Pickens. And, I mean, if the Steelers are going to win this game, it's going to be because George Pickens
has some big catches. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. This is a tough game.
I do not like this Chargers pick. I'm just going to go with the Steelers. I'm going to go with the Steelers just because I don't like this Chargers pick. I don't like the way they're
Making me
passing the
rewrite
ball.
shit, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going with Steelers in this game. I do not like that Chargers pick.
All right, I'm rocking with the Chargers, man. Go to 3-0. I like what Jim Harbaugh's doing over there.
I do too.
I think everyone's kind of buying into it as well. And if they can get the ground game going with J.K. Dobbins again, it's going to be a tough day because that defense is going to get worn down. I know they're very, very talented and very stacked, but this offense is not going to go out there and put up 25, 26, 27, 28.
It's going to be a low-scoring game.
It's going to be low-scoring.
The over-under on point total is 36.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Looks about right.
Yep.
Under is probably good in this one.
Yeah, the under. Yeah. I'm taking Chargers though. You're taking.
I'll
Steelers.
go Steelers.
All right. We'll go to Giants Browns next. Jeez.
Do you know what I said at the beginning of this? I'm just gonna go straight off gut feeling. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, bro.
You're taking the Giants?
I'm gonna take the Giants.
Oh my god.
I don't know why, other than the Malik neighbors.
I don't know
why. I just have a horrible feeling about Deshaun Watson in this Browns passing game. I know Kevin Stefanski is a solid coach. I don't know why I'm picking the Giants, but I talked about gut feeling in this game. The Giants put up 3 touchdowns last week. They lost the game because they hurt their kicker before the game. I think the Malik neighbors does look very explosive. I do think that Daniel Jones might be playing better than Deshaun Watson. If I'm really going to say it, I think Daniel Jones looks like he's playing better than Deshaun Watson.
That's where we're at, folks.
I think that Daniel Jones is playing better than Deshaun Watson.
You're not wrong. I
think that the Giants have more passing options. I mean, they look like they're more efficient right now. I mean, Judy had a good game last week. But I think if this Giants front seven has a solid game, they didn't look the best last week, but I don't know why. But I have a bad feeling about this game for the Browns. And the Giants, I feel like, can capitalize on mistakes if this Browns team is making them, and they look like they are making them. So I know that they just went into Jacksonville and won a game, but this Browns team is dysfunctional, and they are. I have a bad feeling about this game for the Browns. It's just gut feeling.
All right, I'm not gonna hate on it. I
told you, bro. I'm either gonna need like a breathalyzer test after this game or next week, bro, or I'm just gonna look like the smartest guy in the room, bro. And I don't know. There's something about this game, this matchup, that this Browns team just like looks like they can blow a game any week. And I feel like this game does not have a good vibe to it. So I wasn't going my gut feelings in the past 2 weeks. I'm just gonna do it, bro. I'm taking the Giants.
I can understand where you're coming from here. I just if it were not Daniel Jones, I could see what you're saying. Like, I don't know who the Browns play the week after this, but if they have a competent quarterback and a competent offense, maybe not the best team,
yeah,
I can see it happening. But this Browns defense is legit, and I know that their offense
is be an ugly
sputtering.
Game.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
It's going to be an ugly game.
The spread being -6.5 is ridiculous in my opinion. That's insane. But
I think people are just like riding the wave of like the Browns defense belief and the fact that they just beat the Jaguars. But I mean, the Jaguars look very dysfunctional as well. You know, they do not look good. And to start the season, I think they're going to figure it out. But I do think that this Browns team is also very dysfunctional. Giants as well. That's where it's like this game could go either way. I think that the 6.5 points is weird. I don't understand why there's 6.5 points in this game. I think that they're kind of overrating a win that the Browns got last week.
Yeah, I think it's simple as the Browns are going to score. I don't know how. It's probably not going to involve Deshaun Watson, but it might be like a defensive touchdown, like
Very
a pick
possible.
6 or a kick return or something like that. But I'm taking the Browns if I'm the Browns DC, I'm like, hey, Neighbors went for 10 catches, 127 yards last week and a touchdown. That was against the Commanders secondary, which is bottom 3 in the league.
Yeah.
Okay. This Browns team, they're going to get a lot of Denzel Ward, and they're probably going to bracket him and shade safety help over the top just to make sure that Neighbors doesn't beat us.
Yeah.
I think Neighbors is going to kind of get his because he's that type of player, but I don't know.
They'll figure out a way to get him the ball. He looked electric with the ball in his hands.
Yes, but it's if they scheme it up right. So I'm taking the Browns. I don't hate the Patriots Jets pick. I could see what we're talking about, but this pick is kind of like.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. When I was looking at the games, I don't have a good feeling about the Browns in this game. I know that they have Myles Garrett. I know that they have the pass rush. I know that defense is fast. But something is telling me, like, I don't like the way the Browns have looked. I think that they played a Jags defense last week that let them do whatever they wanted to in week 2. But I still think this Giants front seven is talented. And I still think that the team is dysfunctional and they can blow a game to anybody. There's nobody in the league other than, the Bryce Young Panthers. I think Andy Dalton Panthers look a little different.
Yeah.
I think the Bryce Young Panthers, you can say will probably lose to everybody. But this Cleveland team, they're in the NFL. All these teams are talented. Yeah. I think any team can lose any week. This is a team that can lose any week.
I like it. Move on to Eagles Saints.
Yeah, this isn't going to be too controversial. This is I think if AJ Brown was playing, I'd feel a little different. But in terms of no AJ Brown, I do like the Saints in this matchup. It's not about what teams are always better. It's about when you play them. And I think playing the Saints in week 3 in the first 6-week window is tough, especially at New Orleans. Don't feel great about it, but I'm going to take the Saints. I do think the defense is very talented. It's veteran. They are very physical. They should be able to contain Saquon better than some other teams have. The Saints on offense, they're kind of keeping teams guessing with the way they're running their play action and the way they're getting Kamara the ball. I do think that this game is going to be very competitive. Maybe not as high scoring as people think it is because the Saints have been scoring. It could be a 21-24 game.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I do think that it's just about when the Eagles are playing the Saints. They just lost the game at home to the Falcons without A.J. Brown, specifically without A.J. Brown. I think without A.J. Brown, this is a different team. So I think in New Orleans, it's kind of a tough time to see the Saints. So I'm going to take them.
All right. I want to take the Saints. I'm looking for when Derek Carr's fall off is going to be because he's not going to win MVP.
No.
He's playing like it right now. He has the stats.
He's not.
It'd
be cool if he did.
He looks great. I can't hate on him so far, right? But
yeah.
This Eagles front seven is no joke, and I think
agree.
Kamara having 3 touchdowns last week, 4 touchdowns,
3 or 4, yeah,
something like that. That's not going to happen. Eagles are going to make it a priority to let Derek Carr beat them.
Yeah,
and I think Olave, he's going to get a lot of either Darius Slay. I don't know who do they shade their number one.
They don't. On. That's the thing is this Saints offense is kind of unpredictable in a way because they have different guys with different skill sets that you can't say we're going to stop this guy and take away and stop their offense. Maybe Kamara, but in terms of the receiving game, it's a bunch of different guys. There's no one guy you look at and take away and stop the passing game.
Yeah. I'm saying who's the Eagles corner that do they shade Darius Slay towards their opposing team's number one or they decide, hey, you're left, you're right. We are confident in both you guys and CJ Gardner-Johnson.
I think they're just going to play him straight up.
Yeah, I mean,
they're just going to play him straight up and play defense. And that's the thing is there's nothing. The Saints offense, specifically early in the season, is very unpredictable. And with the play action and the play calling and the timing of when they pull out certain shots down the field, they're very unpredictable. So I think with the time of the season, it's a very tough matchup.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Yeah. It's very valid. I think they're the best team in the NFC.
I think they bounce back after that crushing loss where they had the game in the bag if Barkley catches that ball. Yeah. But especially at the link, they're gonna be fired up.
I think it's in New Orleans this game.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, if AJ Brown was playing, I would take the Eagles. But I just think that the timing of when they're getting them without AJ Brown, I think it's gonna be a tough matchup for the Eagles. So I think that they'll be able to stop Saquon and make Jalen beat him, and I think that's going to be a tough matchup for Jalen.
All right, we'll we'll go to Texans Vikings next. This is a hell of a matchup, dude. In terms of scheme,
nobody would have thought that after looking at it before the season.
Yeah,
no one would have thought that. But yeah, it's a good matchup. I think that it's gonna be a big test for C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, talking about this scheme for the Vikings, you're a big Brian Flores guy. I see it now. I mean, obviously, I saw what he schemed up last year, and I was like, I wonder if he, because when you have a DC that kind of schemes up that type of pressure, like teams kind of figure that out. I feel like over the course of multiple seasons,
takes away the first read and makes the middle of the field cloudy.
Yeah, but this Texans team, they're rolling right now, and I think this is when you see Sam Darnold be like, "Oh, come back to earth a little bit," and he's not gonna be thrown for. I don't even know what he threw last week, but he's not gonna look as good as he has in the past. I'm taking the Texans this week again. I'm a huge Nico Collins. I don't care who you put him up against. I want to touch on his route running. I think for a big dude, for how big he is, he's so fluid in and out of his breaks, and I really don't think that there's a corner that could really match up. Maybe like a Sauce and Pastertan just based on length, but Nico's not a guy that's he just wins contested balls. He can run routes too, so it's like I don't know how you really stop him, and then he's
a mismatch for everybody he goes against. Aside from like maybe Sauce, what's his name, the Tariq Woolen, maybe, and then there's like one other guy, but for most corners that are average size in the NFL, he's a complete mismatch. Yeah,
I'm taking Texans. I think they're the best team in the AFC. We talked about it yesterday, and I think it comes down to that. I think it's gonna be tough because if you're Stroud, you're gonna have to make reads while the play is going on too, because Brian Flores, his whole thing is like, we're gonna show you something, but that's not what we're gonna do at all. Like they'll disguise different stuff. They'll have different blitzing packages from different spots on the field, but this Texans team just has so many weapons that I don't think they're reliant on one guy. Like I think at any given moment, Tank Dell or Stephon Diggs could blow up either way. So
I think this is a Tank Dell game.
Okay.
I think we've seen him very quiet throughout the first 2 weeks. He had 2 drops last week, and he could have had a bigger game if he actually had caught those. But I'm definitely going Texans in this game as well. You're going to see Sam Darnold turn the ball over this game. He's not going to come out of this game with a clean game. With all the injuries the Vikings are having on offense, Jordan Addison, I don't know if he's healthy or not, but he's not fully healthy.
No.
Justin Jefferson is banged up. Aaron Jones is banged up. Hawkinson's not there. This offensive line, they've held up good for the first 2 weeks, but this is a different animal when you're seeing this Texans team and the way the defense is playing. Sam Darnold's going to turn the ball over this week, and with that, I do think that the Texans are going to pull away from this game pretty comfortably.
Yep.
I think that when you play a team like the 49ers with a QB like Brock Purdy, who is missing his easy button in Christian McCaffrey, Ayuk's not playing well, Debo's hurt, George Kittle getting carted off, then coming back in the game, it's like it's a different story versus when you're playing this Texans team basically fully healthy, maybe minus a little bit of Joe Mixon. I still think Cam Akers can move the ball on the ground. I don't think that they're going to be able to make this Texans team one-dimensional to where C.J. Stroud's going to feel much pressure. I know this Vikings team has looked good. They played the Giants. They played the Purdy with a lot of his guys out. I think they're going to have games to where they're not going to look good. This could be one of those weeks.
Yeah, I agree. I think this Vikings team, you mentioned, it just has a lot of guys that are not 100%. And you said it's not when the talent of the team or anything like that. When you get them. And Texans,
they're getting them at a good time.
The only thing I can say is this defense is going to give Stroud different looks than what we've seen. We'll see if he kind of is able to kind of pick them apart, and we'll see if Joe Mixon's back or not. Let me see.
I think either way, even if Stroud were to turn the ball over a couple times this game, I think Sam's going to turn it over too. So I don't think there's any advantage of like, the Vikings are going to play conservative ball control, come out of this with a clean game. I think that the way that Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter, Jalen Petrie, the physicality on that defense, the pass rush, I think there's so much that they're going to be able to attack with against a Vikings offense that is banged up. It's just really bad timing of when they're seeing him. I think if Justin Jefferson and Addison were healthy and Hawkinson was there, this would be a very good game.
Yeah.
But I think seeing them with all the injuries, it's a very tough matchup for the Vikings.
Yeah. I'm good with them. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good with that one.
Packers, Titans next. What do we think?
I think the Titans are finally gonna get a win, man. They should be 2-0 potentially. I think they're finally gonna get a win. I like Will Levis, man.
Really?
Like I was talking about, he's fun to watch, man. I think this Titans team knows Malik Willis very well. I think that you ain't gonna be able to just pass the ball 14 times. I think this Titans defense is very talented. I think they're gonna be able to stop Josh Jacobs better than the Colts were able to. And I think they're going to make it very tough, and they're going to make Malik Willis beat them. And I don't think Malik Willis is going to do that. I don't think he's a very good quarterback. And I think this Titans team should be able to move the ball enough to get a win, as to where they've kind of blown it a little bit in 2 weeks now. So I do like the Titans in this matchup. I think they'll finally get a win. But this Packers team, I mean, if Jordan Love was healthy and playing, I'd probably take the Packers. But with Malik Willis, I don't like him.
I'm looking up as you're talking about
I know he practiced this week.
Mr. Jordan Love.
I know he practiced this week. I don't think he's playing.
Per Adam Schefter, despite what was projected to be a 3 to 4 week absence due to his knee injury, there's a chance that Packers quarterback Jordan Love can make it back in time to start Sunday at the Titans. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays this week, said one source. It's definitely day-to-day.
He's not playing. They're trying to confuse the Titans with Malik Willis.
They're confusing me.
They want to confuse the Titans. They're playing a game right now. It's a 3 to 4 week recovery. You saw how it looked when he got hurt. I don't believe Jordan Love is playing. Jordan Love plays, Packers might win this game. But if I don't believe Jordan Love is playing, and I don't think you want to play him against this front seven of the Titans. This front seven of the Titans is tough. And I think they're kind of playing games and hopefully trying to confuse the Titans so they have to prepare for 2 QBs. So they don't go, oh, let's just go make Malik Willis beat us. I think they're trying to play games a little bit. I think I'm still gonna take the Titans.
All right. You did sway me a bit.
You got to stay on your pick.
I like the Packers a lot, man. I'm a big Packers guy. I think obviously with Jordan Love healthy, they're top 3 teams in the NFC. Not even a question.
4 or 5 at least.
Yeah, I think they're up there with Lions and Eagles right now. If I had to pick right now, I like those guys.
Yeah,
so
I'd say so.
Well, I'm taking the Packers again. I'm talking about coaching and all this stuff. I can't talk about coaching and give Matt LaFleur all the praise in the world and then not pick him, despite his quarterback play. So I'm taking the Packers again. This is if you're the Packers, this is kind of like another prove it game for your guys. Where all right, our star quarterback is down. How are we going to step up and rebound? Because are we still a great team with or without this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that should be the message from Matt LaFleur to his guys. Be like, hey, we all know we're down Jordan. He's a hell of a player. He's top 10 quarterback. Can we get it done without him? And put that pressure and that responsibility to win games on the guys and kind of fire these guys up a bit against a Titans team that's very beatable, especially if you're this Packers defense. Let's get back. You played great against the Colts last week, and you have a guy with Will Levis that's going to put the ball in harm's way. So be ready.
Jameis.
Yeah, get the eyes on the football and be ready to have some picks again, or wait for Will Levis to almost be on his knees and then throw it back 3 yards and pick it up. So he's going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I think that I think the Packers are playing games a little bit with who's starting. I think they're trying to trick him. I think that they're trying to make him prepare for 2 QBs. Josh Jacobs, what do you have? 35, 32 carries last week.
35.
Yeah. There's a reason why he got so many carries. There's a reason why Malik Willis threw the ball 14 times. I think if Malik was there the entire offseason and he was in the offense, maybe a different story. I think I might lean more Packers. But I think with him coming to the team right before the season and not being familiar with the offense, coaching, weapons as much as he could be, I think that it's more Titans this game. I got to pick them, but I think that it would be a different story if it was Jordan Love playing or if Malik Willis was there the entire offseason.
Bears Colts. Your team. What do you think?
This is one of my I'm completely unbiased in this. This is it's a big mismatch for the Colts this week in terms of their offense versus the Bears defense. It's a big mismatch.
I know you are unbiased. It's just so funny listening from a guy that says
I have to preface and say that because everyone knows that I'm a Bears fan and they're like, dude, this guy's gonna pick the Bears. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Bears. This is actually one of my locks of the week.
Whoa, locks of the week.
It is one of my locks of the week. I do think that this Bears team is way less way underrated by a lot of people. I don't think people realize how good the defense is. Joe Mixon had 30 carries for 150 yards in week 1. I believe he had 26 yards rushing versus them in week 2. 26. This rush defense, they make teams one-dimensional. It's Jonathan Taylor, it's Anthony Richardson. That's cool. I think that this run defense is the best in the league. I think that it's not just a testament to the talent, but it's also to the coaching. And when you got guys who jump on mistakes in the back end and force turnovers, leading the league last year in interceptions, improving, having continuity, I think that versus a QB that's as inaccurate as Anthony Richardson is, this is going to be a tough game for them because they're going to stop Jonathan Taylor. They're going to make Anthony Richardson beat them from the pocket. And I don't like that matchup whatsoever for the Colts on offense. And then defensively, DeForest Buckner, he's got a back injury. He might try to play. If he does,
he's on IR.
He's on IR now? Yeah, he was on IR last week. Yeah, he's on IR. I don't like this matchup whatsoever for the Colts. I think it's a very tough one. It's about timing when you meet him. If the Colts maybe had a full season of Richardson, got more comfortable, maybe it's a different story. I think that this week, though, it's a very tough matchup for their offense. The Bears have been talking all week about how they want to run the ball more, and have a better game plan for that. I think they'll do it, and they'll help Caleb get a little more comfortable against a team that's not going to get after him as much as the Texans did. This is a tough matchup for the Colts this week, and I know they're in Indy, but I don't think it matters.
Sir, I'm going with the Bears as well.
Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Let's go.
It's
a tough matchup for the Colts, bro.
It is, and it's what the Bears do is what the Colts do. So in my eyes, Bears defense cancels out the Colts offense, and then it's about the Colts defense and how they're going to stop Caleb.
He got better in week 2. Like seeing him improve from week to week, and I think he's going to take another step this week.
And every week is going to get better. So why not get right against a team where you can run the football against this Colts team? You just saw what Josh Jacobs did last week. Give the ball to your freaking DeAndre Swift, Khalil Herbert. Give those guys touches, and
Khalil needs to get more touches.
Yeah, he does. He's
solid, a better runner, I think, than Swift is.
Yeah, and so use Swift out of the backfield more.
Yes.
I think he's a great receiving back too.
But you have talents out of the backfield.
But you have to scheme up Caleb Williams, get the ball out of his hand quick. Run the football, get the ball out of his hand quick. Let him get that confidence, and don't put that much pressure on him because as soon as you start to think that he can maybe carry a bigger load than he can, that's what happens in the second half last week where he tries to do too much and we're not scheming up good enough stuff and he gets into 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and that's not what you want from a rookie quarterback.
It's not what you want to put him in, but I think as the season goes on, he'll make a lot more of those plays. Like he's a very talented quarterback and everyone's panicking on it. Dude, he played the Texans in Houston. It's probably the best team in the AFC. He had a chance to go beat him at the end. And the Titans in week 1 with that D-tackle duo and the way they challenged that offensive line up front. You're getting a way weaker front 7 in the Colts this week. And with the way that they're going to be able to just figure things out on offense with the way this defense is going to give them chances with takeaways and with field position, it's a good matchup for the Bears this week.
Bang. Big Bear guys. We'll go to Panthers Raiders now.
Hey, bro, you know what I said at the beginning?
Oh, my God. You told me about this before.
You know what I said at the beginning of the episode this week, bro? I'm going to go with my gut feeling. And this Panthers team, hey, I said starting Andy Dalton in the team previews before the season. I was like, man, they need to start Andy Dalton. They got weapons. They have weapons. I like Deontay Johnson. I like Adam Thielen. I like Xavier Legette.
Yeah.
I think they got 2 backs that are solid. Offensive line, what are they, like top half of the league in pass blocking? Dude, this offense is going to be able to do some things. And I think that the passing game, people are kind of not really aware of how competent they actually are. I don't think that you're going to be able to get taken advantage of by a guy like Max Crosby. He'll make plays. He does that every week. I don't think that he's going to take over a game like this week. This is a veteran QB with Andy Dalton, and they're desperate and fighting for pride with the way they're getting disrespected by the rest of the league. You're going to see them running fake punts. They got Johnny Hecker. Remember what Johnny Hecker used to do with the Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sling that thing.
They haven't ran one yet. They're desperate and hungry for a win this week. You're gonna see a fake punt. You're gonna see flea flickers. You're gonna see Andy Dalton airing that bitch out, bro.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton's gonna let it fly, bro. I can't wait for this game, man. I'm sorry, all my Raiders fans out there, bro, but dude, you better close your eyes, bro, because this could be a very frustrating week for them. Because this Panthers team, this is their week 1. They are unpredictable. Nobody knows what they want to do on offense because they haven't been able to run an offense. I think people are going to be surprised and open their eyes to the talent that really is in this Panthers offense. Defensively, we know what they are. But you got a quarterback of the Raiders who likes to turn the ball over. Problem. I think that this is a good matchup for the Panthers if they're going to get a win. It's going to be a week like this where they're going to get it. Are they going to finish with 4 wins? Probably, yeah. Probably. But they got to get 4 somewhere. I think this is one of them. Don't do it. Stick to your pick, bro. Don't do it. Don't let me talk you into nothing.
No.
I have to explain my pick. Don't let me sway you, bro.
I'll give you my reasoning for picking the Raiders, okay?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Raiders strictly based on what I've seen from this Panthers defense.
Yes.
I think
they are going to struggle.
They are going to get probably – we saw what happened with the Colts, but they had guys banged up. They're probably going to run with Madison and Zamir White probably close to 30 times combined. I wouldn't be surprised.
If they're smart.
If
they're smart. They got to be careful. This is a dangerous game for them, though.
If they're like the Lions and they don't want to, for whatever reason, run the football anymore, they're going to struggle because Gardner, you shouldn't be dropping back 40-plus times with Gardner. That's just
Gardner
not
Minshew.
That's not what you want. I don't care if you have Brock Bowers or Devontae Adams. Those guys can be, as you like to say, accents to this run game. Bro.
You want to be able to set up the pass with the run game.
Yeah.
Every offense wants to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I think you can do that against this Panthers team. And J.C. Horn, for sure. I haven't been impressed by him at all. Devontae Adams is going to expose him. Look for Brock Bowers to keep it rolling. Probably rack up another 8 or 9 catches again, 80-plus yards. It's going to be I think you might be right with this Panthers team.
This could be like a 31-34 game.
No,
I think the over-under is like 40 on this in terms of points. Take the over.
Yeah.
This is going to be an over on the point total for this week.
I'm totally with you because, like you said, this
is going to be kind of like a low-key shootout in this game.
That offense is unpredictable. I will give you that. And they do have guys that can make plays, but they do. I mean, at the end of the day, the Raiders have Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins. I like those two up front to cause problems for this Panthers team. And like you said, they're unpredictable. They don't know what it's like to have Andy Dalton back there and game speed with one of the pass rushers back there.
He threw for 300. He started one game last year. I think he threw for 300 in Seattle and almost beat him.
Yeah, when was that game though?
It was like early in the season. It was like week 5 or something like that.
It's been so long since Andy Dalton has seen the field like this. So
this man's a vet. I like him.
I'm taking the Raiders based on maybe the Panthers do figure it out, and maybe they.
It's gonna be. I think the 5-point spread. I think it's gonna be a tight game either way.
Okay, yeah, but I'm taking the Raiders. Based on how poorly this Panthers team has played, I can't pick the Panthers. Watching what I've seen from them on defense,
I will say, with playing as bad as they have been on offense, they only lost by 23 last week. Toward the Chargers. It was only 23 points. Like they only gave up 26 points to the Chargers. Only,
Bro, they ran the football.
But but that's what the Raiders want to do as well. But when you're if this Panthers team starts scoring and Gardner has to get into a shootout, he turns the ball over. So I'm stoked for this game. I think this is going to be a big upset this week. I don't like the Panthers' outlook in the season. I think the organization direction is like, what the
hell is going on?
Yeah, what are you doing? But I think this is prime for an upset with them being so unpredictable.
All right, I'll go to Dolphins Seahawks. What do you think?
I'm gonna pick the upset again, bro.
Stop it.
I'm gonna do it again.
Stop.
I think if Kenneth Walker was playing, it's different. I think with Charbonnet playing, I don't like the Seahawks offensive line. I don't like their run game. And if you're talking about past game matchups, Jalen Ramsey with DK Metcalf, that's a good matchup. I like the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins. What would you say? I like that matchup for the Dolphins in terms of this type of game. And I like the way they're running the ball. I think they're running the ball really well. I think they got, like we talked about, 3-4 guys they can get the ball to that can break off big plays. I think it's not going to be too much on Skylar Thompson's shoulders. You got receivers who are veterans who know how to capitalize off of a good run game. I think that Tua is not the best QB, and Skylar Thompson is a little unpredictable. I think if we're talking about 5 weeks from now, I probably wouldn't pick the Dolphins. Maybe I would have. Maybe if they look good, maybe I would. But I think with one game of Skylar Thompson, he almost beat the Bills in Buffalo. Was it in Buffalo a couple years ago in the playoffs? It's good. This dude's not a bum. I think that he actually can execute an offense. And with the receivers like they got, I think this will be kind of a shocker to some people, but I do not think that the Seahawks trenches look very good. I don't think their run game looks very good. I don't think they're going to be able to sustain drives to keep this Dolphins off the field. And if you keep giving playmakers like the Dolphins have opportunities, that's a scary thing for any opponent. So I'm going to go with my gut in this one and take this Dolphins. But I do think that the Seahawks, I want to say they're the better team, but I think this is a very even matchup more than people think.
We can't. It's in Seattle. That has something to do with it.
Is it a rain game or something?
No. Skylar Thompson. I don't know. I'll check the weather. But
I don't think.
Skylar Thompson, bro. Come on.
I know.
You can't expect.
I know.
You can't expect him to go out there. And,
Nobody's expecting him to.
Yeah, and I think there's a reason for that, brother. I think there's a reason that Skylar Thompson looked god awful last week.
It's only 69 degrees, bro. It's not too cold for the Dolphins.
Ooh,
it's not that cold.
You're right. They're losing. They're losing.
I will say also too, it is a cross country travel game for the Dolphins. I think that is kind of tough too. I just think that like I kind of explained. I do think that is a factor as well. It is a cross country travel game. Interesting.
Seahawks will win this game, brother. Zach Charbonnet isn't Kenneth.
I don't like Charbonnet.
Huh?
I don't like Charbonnet.
I'm not the biggest fan of him either, but he's a serviceable running back that can get you 3 yards a carry and be okay just being mid. And that's I think this game is probably going to be low scoring just because on paper,
41.5?
On paper, I'd hammer the under on that. Oh my gosh, dude.
I don't know about hammering the under. I would say like keep an eye on it. Got like the little eye emoji on it, maybe.
Folks, I'm hammering the under for this game. You can't. I don't care. This is like if you were to tell me that the Cardinals were playing the Lions this week and Clayton Tune was going to be in there, but we had all the
Clayton
pieces.
Tune and Skylar Thompson are different QBs.
Skylar Thompson is not good at all, bro. He looked incompetent last week. And maybe that you're getting thrown to the fire.
Dolphins run the ball well.
Yeah, but if you're the Seahawks, and we've seen what Mike McDaniel has drawn up for this defense, you're going to expose this guy. And if they want to win this game, Dolphins won't win this game at all, they're going to have to just find Tyreek Hill, get the ball in his hands, and just pray. Because there's no way that Skylar Thompson is going for 300 yards and 3 passing touchdowns. So
that's what everyone's thinking.
No one is thinking that, bro. I'm telling you.
No, that's what everyone's thinking. Everyone's thinking that he's not going to.
Oh, yeah. There's a reason. He's not.
It's a gut feeling game for me as well.
Right. I'm going Seahawks, folks.
I do think that it is interesting. I do think it's interesting that it's a cross-country travel game. I do think that if I'm going to be wrong, I think that plays a factor. You're coming from Miami, going all the way up to Washington. It is a very long travel game, so we'll see how they handle it. But I think that it's just going to be one of those weird games that I think the Seahawks are 2-0. They played the Broncos. They played the Patriots. I think the Seahawks are getting a little too much credit.
Maybe they are. Skylar Thompson is the quarterback this week.
I know. They also played Bo Nix. They also were a 6-point game against Bo Nix, and they were also went to overtime against Jacoby Brissett. Seahawks getting a little too much credit, I think.
All right. Dolphins. We'll see what you guys can do with Skylar Thompson. I'm good with that game. Let's go Lions Cardinals now. Woo.
I'm gonna do it, bro. Yeah, I'll pick the Cards.
I'm picking.
I
Cardinals,
think the
man.
Lions
Stop
OC has
playing.
lost his damn mind, bro. He's lost his mind. I mean, we talked about it, bro. I mean, if they were to actually give Montgomery the ball, dude's going for 203 touchdowns. We talked about it in a review last night. I think that David Montgomery eats in a matchup like this, but they've just forgotten he exists. And they're not investing a first-round pick in him, and they're not investing high amount of money in him. So they got to play with their investments, apparently, instead of playing to win football games. So they squeaked one out against the Rams. Should have lost, honestly. And then they lost to the Buccaneers at home. And the Buccaneers ran for Baker was their leading rusher with like 30 yards, 40 yards.
40 yards. Yeah.
40 yards.
40,
Bucky Irving had 22 yards or whatever, and they lost.
Yeah.
I think the Cardinals will be able to run the ball a little better than those teams. I like the way Kyler's playing and his ability to handle the pocket. Aiden Hutchinson, 5 sacks last week. Cardinals right tackle. Yeah. I mean, but I think in terms of big plays, this Cardinals team is just a walking big play with the receivers they got and the QB with the way he's playing. So I don't like the OC of the Lions and the way he's setting things up. I don't think he's maximizing his talent that he has on offense. And Cardinals defense, weaker. Jared Goff is throwing the ball to the defense, though, too. We'll see. I like Cardinals, though.
I like the Cardinals in this game based on what I've seen from the Lions so far because, like you said, they've for whatever reason, gotten away from the run game that made them so potent last year with the play action. And I'm loving it. I told Randy, just one more week, throw the ball 50 times to Jared Goff 55 times.
55 times last week is absurd, bro.
Yeah, we'll win this game. If Jared Goff throws the ball more than 45 times, we'll win the game.
This Lions team is just so arrogant. They're very arrogant in the way they can think they looked at the Bucs defense. They're like, oh, they got injuries in the secondary. It's not. It doesn't matter. It's Todd Bowles. We're just gonna go air it out on these mofo's. And no,
look at
Goff's throwing to the defense.
This is gonna be a high scoring game, though. I will say.
Over-under is 51.5.
Yeah, there's a reason, bro. I'm thinking if I'm on the Cardinals coaching staff right now, I am just licking my chops with how much probably look for Michael Wilson to get more involved this game because with all the hype around Marvin Harrison last week, Michael Wilson is a hell of a player. He's the perfect number 2.
Michael Wilson, yeah.
And look for him to get more involved this week, especially with like Greg Dortch and more of them because I think Marvin will get his, but there's going to be a lot of attention on him. So look for, especially like a guy like Trey McBride. I could see him going for over 100 yards this week too. And then James Conner is probably going to eclipse 100 yards just because how much the Cardinals run the ball and how effectively they do it.
He's a tone setter for them.
Yes. And if this Cardinals defense, if for whatever reason the Lions run the ball 45 times, they're going to win this game.
Yeah.
I'm not banking on that.
I think with the trend that we're seeing with this Lions offense, you have to kind of assume that they're not going to give Montgomery the ball.
Yep.
But if for whatever reason they decide to break tendency and go give him 30 carries, the Lions are going to run all over them and they're going to win this game.
Yeah, and there's really nothing the Cardinals can do about that. If the Lions decide to run the ball, the Cardinals don't have the players to stop the run. Yeah. They can stop
100%.
They're just
it's a big mismatch in this game.
Yeah, they're completely outmatched. So I'm banking on the Lions continuing to be stupid and not run the football. But
me too.
I do like the Cardinals offense, and if I'm the Cardinals offense, if I'm Drew Petzing, I'm putting together long methodical drives to kind of keep my defense fresh because the longer you keep this offense off the field and the longer you keep this Lions defense who they've supposedly gone after the secondary and try to upgrade in the secondary.
Terrion Arnold does not look good.
He doesn't look great so far. So attack him. That's what I'm saying with
rookie corner.
Yeah,
give him time.
Give him time.
See how he plays out. Be fine. But he does not look good early on.
He'll be fine later on. But
a guy like Marvin Harrison could take advantage of him.
Yeah, and dude, I'm telling you, bro, Trey McBride probably will go over 100 yards this week just because
He should.
He should. But I'm taking the Cardinals based on the Lions being stupid. That's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
I
pretty
agree.
much that easy.
I agree. I mean, you assume it's that easy. I mean, like coming into week 1, we talked about how there was a massive mismatch with the Lions attacking the Rams front seven with their massive offensive line investment and the talent they had up front. That drive in overtime is how that entire game should have looked. They did it once. Do they look at this Cardinals game and look and just think they can do whatever they want? Or do they realize the mismatch they have and just mash the Cardinals up front? They're a professional coaching staff. Should they look at this game and take advantage of the mismatch? Yes. Will they? They look a little arrogant like they're not doing that right now. So, I mean, it's a good bet to say no, but we could be wrong very easily if they do look at this week and get back to who they are as a team.
Look for the Cardinals. If they get up early, if the Cardinals go up a score, I think their odds to win this game go through the roof because that just is even more incentive for this Lions team to throw the ball more, and that plays right into what we're talking about with not running the football as much. And
I think no lead is safe in this game for the Cardinals. They are going to have to play a complete 4 quarters to win this game.
Yeah.
There's no amount of points they can put up to where the Lions can't match them.
I'm saying, like, in terms of just game script and how the Lions are going to feel after, like, okay, Cardinals go up 7-0. Say the Lions, for whatever reason, punt the next drive, and the Cardinals go up 10. That's when you get, oh, shit, you little oh, shit moment from the Lions sideline. You're like, dude, we might have to start throwing the ball more. And then it's game on because you are going to get them out of their game, which is running the football, theoretically. Right?
After the first, 2 or 3 drives, you'll know how this game's going to go.
Yeah, I think
every game, though, this Cardinals season, you're going to be looking at the Cardinals to put up points. They'll be in a type of shootout type of game. They've already done it in week 1. They put up 41 in week 2. They're going to put up 30-plus in week 3, most likely, unless something happens. But, I mean,
put up 40.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to put up 40, but, I mean, I think 30-plus. But this the thing is with the Cardinals is they're probably going to be one of the top 5, 6, 7 scoring teams in the league this year in terms of scoring.
Yeah,
they're going to be up there in the league.
We're both taking Cardinals.
Yep.
Bang.
They're giving the Seahawks way too much credit, bro.
We'll see. We'll go to the Niners-Rams. Wow, I love this matchup. Just from a Cardinals fan, just one of these teams has to lose. That's such a beautiful thing, and I hope it's the Rams. Just so I hate the Rams so much.
I mean, in terms of your season outlook, you hope it's the Niners because the Rams, with all the injuries they have, aren't going to be doing much.
Yes.
But in terms of season outlook, you hope the Niners lose.
Yes. In terms of season, morally and personally, I hope the Rams go to 0-3 and not just get the dance in their grave a little bit. But anyways, what do you think with Brock Purdy and how he bounces back this week?
I don't really think there's much to talk about. I mean, I think that the Rams, up front, Jordan Mason's going to go off this game. I don't really see a way to where the Rams are going to be able to score points. Their only hope is to keep the score low, win field position, have some breaks go their way. I think in terms of just the teams on the field, yeah, it's Sean McVay, but I mean, I don't see much of a way the Rams are able to put up points. And I think that over-under of 44.5 or 44 points for this game, that's kind of surprising to me. I think that both these teams could be kind of lower scoring, and this would be like a 17-13 type of game. I think I got to go Niners in this game.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't think that this is going to be like their typical matchups in the past with all the injuries that are on the field for both teams.
I'm taking Niners too for all the reasons you just listed.
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't really have anything else to add for this game, to be honest.
I mean, you're looking at the matchup. I mean, it's just the Niners, all their playmakers. They're getting banged up. I mean, if the Niners are going to lose this game, it's going to be squarely on Brock Purdy's shoulders because he's going to be turning the ball over.
Yeah, that's the only way.
With this Rams defense is looking, you cannot expect that to come from this game. I have to go with the. I got some crazy picks this week, but this one's not going to be that crazy. I'm going to take the Niners too.
Niners. Here we go. Ravens, Cowboys. What do you think?
I mean, I was going into the game last week with the Ravens, and I was talking about that offensive line versus that Raiders front seven. And I think this is another one of those games where if the Ravens win this game, it's because Derrick Henry just has an unconscious game, bro, where he's just 150, 200 yards, 2, 3 touchdowns. Like, that is the Ravens' formula for this game, because if they are not doing that, they do not have anybody to match up with CeeDee Lamb in terms of the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to be able to move the ball on offense, and the Ravens' offensive line versus this Cowboys front seven, it's not a good matchup for them. Micah Parsons, with the way that Max Crosby took over the game last week, Micah Parsons will do the exact same thing. So I don't like this matchup for the Ravens this week. I know the Cowboys just got blown out at home. It was a tough time to see the Saints in the season when you saw them. This is a good time to see the Ravens in the season when you're seeing them. So I think for the Cowboys, this is a good matchup for them this week. And I know the Ravens, they're a winning organization, and they don't typically start the season out with losses. But I think they just got massive problems in terms of playmakers, coaching on defense, offensive line. Lamar looks like he's regressed a little bit, like he's not trusting the receivers and the O-line. I think this is a bad matchup for them.
Taking Cowboys?
Taking Cowboys, yeah.
I'm fading you, brother.
That's cool.
I'm going Ravens. I don't think this Ravens team, the way that they're built with what their goals were for this season, are going to physically let themselves go 0-3. I think this is such a, like, I mentioned the stat yesterday. No team is, I think, actually, there's one team in the Super Bowl era that has made the playoffs after going 0-3. One team ever. I think the record is.
The Ravens could miss it this year.
I think
the Bills look better than them.
I just think the Ravens are too talented everywhere to let this season go to waste, and look for them to get back on track this week. This might be freaking John Harbaugh was like, we didn't sign Derrick Henry to give him 30 carries a game.
That was a mistake.
How about you do it this week and see what happens? Because
that's their formula to win this game is to give Derrick Henry,
and I think they do it.
Loads of carries.
I don't want to over exaggerate. Say the season's on the line at week 3, but
it might be.
In terms of just historically what we've seen from other teams,
going
0-3 is never a great sign for team success.
No,
and
no, it's not.
That's not really a hot take, but Ravens, I think they get back on track. They go into Jerry's world. They go 1-2 and avoid that freaking treacherous 0-3 record that it's pretty much inescapable to get out from underneath from. Yeah.
I mean, I just am not impressed by the Ravens passing game whatsoever. I think the offensive line looks like it's struggling, and I don't think it's going to get better. Defensively, they don't have much of a punch. I like their their edge rushers and the way they're kind of looking and making some plays, but I do think that in terms of like the Zeke setting a physical ground game and softening this defense up to where they can hit play actions and get a guy like Brandon Cooks the ball, they can get CeeDee Lamb the ball, they can get Kevontae Turpin the ball, they can get some of their playmakers the ball. I think that this is not the easiest matchup for the Ravens this week, and I don't like the way Lamar's playing. Gotta go Cowboys.
Ravens. Next game, Chiefs Falcons. What do you think?
Man, I'm gonna do it again, bro.
Don't.
I'm gonna pick the Falcons.
Dude, what is going on?
I'm gonna pick the Falcons at home. They just went into Philly without AJ Brown, but the Chiefs are without Hollywood Brown. They're without Pacheco. The defense isn't looking good. I think that the Falcons' passing game is coming together. I like the way their offensive line has looked. The Chiefs' offensive line, on the other hand, struggling. If they can match up Judon with some of these weak holes on the offensive line, I know Judon seems like he plays a lot of left defensive end for them, or edge. We'll see if they move him over to that Chiefs left tackle and have him play right edge this week. That right edge for the Falcons and the left tackle for the Chiefs matchup. I mean, the Falcons don't have a lot of guys up front aside from Judon and Grady Jarrett that can get after Mahomes. I think this is going to be a really fun game. Over under on point total 46.5. I think it should go over. I mean, the Falcons passing game looks like they're coming together. Bijan's moving the ball on the ground as well. They're opening up holes. The offensive line looks great. At home, Primetime Kirk, bro. It used to be a weakness, but I think it's actually kind of a strength now, and I think he's going to step up again.
I'm not betting against the NFL here. I'm going Chiefs.
I know that's the one thing where I think that I could lose this week is that the Chiefs in primetime.
Chiefs in primetime, brother.
The
and you're
Chiefs in
fading
primetime.
them.
I think that this is another one of those seasons where they could look bad early and then look better later. I think that the Falcons pulling off a win in Philly was huge for their confidence. I don't think they're beat up coming out of that game. I think they're confident and feeling like they can go and win against any team right now. And a game like the Chiefs where they're missing key guys, I don't know. I have this gut feeling that the Chiefs are just going to start out a little slow. And I mean, I know they beat the Bengals. I wasn't crazy about the Bengals. They beat the Ravens. I'm not crazy about the Ravens right now. I think that this is a different type of test for them with a team that might actually be able to go score for score and not just rely on the Chiefs to turn the ball over to win the game. So I'm going to take the Falcons. It's another gut feeling pick. I know it's the Chiefs in prime time.
You're going to hear Chris Collinsworth and your freaking nightmares glazing Mahomes, bro.
I know.
I
know I am. But I have to go with my gut picks because I was mad that I didn't last week, so I'm going to do it this week. And I'm going to take the Falcons.
My gut tells me to never bet against the NFL. So I'm taking the Chiefs.
I know, bro.
They're going to rig this game somehow. Not actually.
I know.
I don't think. I don't want to be
the Chiefs win the game late. They do a really good job of that.
Yes, dude. If the game's close late and Mahomes has the ball in his hands, they're going to win the game.
Yeah,
either with the help from the refs or Mahomes strictly based on talent. So I want the – don't get me wrong. In no way am I a Chiefs guy at all. I hate them.
Nah.
I despise the Chiefs and everything that goes on with them. But I'm picking them to win the game because –
Fair. It's 100% valid. You shouldn't bet against the Chiefs, but I'm just going to – they got to lose some games, you know. They got every team is going to lose a game. There's not a single team in this league right now who is going to go 17-0. I think that everybody's got to lose at some point. And in Atlanta, I think they're kind of figuring some things out on offense. I believe so. We'll see, but it's a really gut feel more pick on that one for sure.
Like your Giants pick?
Yeah, dude. I mean. Hey, bro, if the Giants end up winning, that's gonna be so damn funny.
Dude, I'll give you all the praise if Giants beat the freaking Browns. But
Pick's going 16-0 this week, bro. Wait on it.
Absolutely not. Well, there's 2 Monday night games for some reason this week.
Well, probably because nobody wanted to watch Commanders and Bengals.
Yeah, they're doing that thing where they just move primetime games now, which I actually am for. But I will try to avoid the Commanders game at all costs. We'll go with Jaguars Bills first. What do you think?
The Jags got to figure it out at some point. You know, I don't know if that's right now.
Nope.
I don't think it's right now. I just think with the way that defense is not able to dictate anything to their opponents, that this is kind of a tough matchup for them. Will they be able to go score for score with the Bills? That'll be the determining factor in this game. I'm betting no because they're not putting the ball in the end zone. So I'm going to take the Bills in this game. Do I feel great about it? No. Do I feel that the Jaguars are potentially heading towards a coaching firing? I do think that. So we'll see as the season goes on, but I think there's just a lot of dysfunction with this team to where I don't think they're going to be able to slow down the Bills as much as they would need to win this game.
I think it's as simple as Josh Allen versus Trevor Lawrence. I'm taking Josh Allen. It's really that.
Yeah.
In Buffalo too, it's not like I don't think it's really that hard of a pick. The Jaguars have not shown that
Cardinals almost went into Buffalo.
Different here. It's different. Cardinals are a way better offense than the Jaguars. Dysfunctional, whatever they got going on over there.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Trevor Lawrence guy. From what I've seen this year, he looks not poised at all. He looks just uncomfortable back there. And the Bills, man, they look good defensively. I did not think that they were going to look as good as they have been. And I know last week Tua went down, whatever, but before Tua went down, they were eating his lunch all day. So
Sean McDermott's saving his job
yes, he is. And I think Josh Allen has a little chip on his shoulder. Like, all right, all these guys leave. I'm still the guy, and this team's going to be successful. So I'm taking the Bills at home.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll go to the Commanders Bengals now to finish this Week 3 slate off. What do you think? Hell of a matchup here.
Man, it's like I have a weird feeling about this game too. You can't, dude. You can't pick against the Bengals in a game like this.
Yes.
But I know they just played the Chiefs well in Kansas City. I'm not gonna pick Washington. Don't worry.
Thank God.
I'm gonna pick the Bengals. They just played the Chiefs in Kansas City pretty well.
Yes. Very
I just
well.
think if Washington's defense wasn't so bad with Jaden Daniels' mobility and his ability to extend drives, I think this game is going to be closer than people realize, potentially. I know that Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow on paper versus this secondary looks like a complete mismatch. They're not connecting very well, so it's like this is a game that the Bengals could lose. I think it's closer than people realize. And I think the Bengals struggle stopping the run still. Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler look pretty good in week 2. I think this is going to be a closer game than people realize. I expect the better team to win. I don't feel good about it. My gut, I'm going against it in this game because I want to pick Washington so bad.
Oh my gosh.
If I'm taking the spread, I take Washington +7. But I got to pick the Bengals just because I don't want to just lose my damn mind this week picking like all gut picks. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Bengals this week, but I do think Washington +7 is very in the fold potentially.
Yeah,
it's the QB mobility. I think QB mobility versus this team is going to give them some problems.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing. If they didn't have Jaden Daniels, this game would be such a talk about lock of the week. This is the lock of the week in my opinion. I think the Bengals at home in prime time, Joe Burt and freaking Jamar are going to. Jamar may go for 200 yards against this team. I'm not kidding. He might go for 200 yards.
He should.
Yeah.
He should.
Man, Jamar Chase, whatever his receiving yards is, go over. I don't even care.
What has he done this season, though?
Dude, I think that feeds into the point, though. What has he done this season?
He's still not happy because he's not paid. He's kind of freaking out on the refs, getting flags. They're not connecting. Like, there's some weird vibes to this game where it's like this game is probably going to be closer than it should be on paper. And the Bengals don't play early in the season. But they are the better team, and they should win this game.
Bengals, no doubt, in my opinion.
That's your lock?
Bengals, yeah, lock of the week for sure. They're not losing to that fucking Commanders team. I'm sick of that.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one lock of the week, what is it?
It is the Bears over the Colts. That's my lock.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That's my lock this week. I think just on the matchup on the field versus the teams and what they're showing in the season and what they've shown a little bit previously, I think it's a really tough matchup for the Colts.
All right.
And the Bears team is kind of underrated a little bit too as well because I think that they are not getting enough credit for hanging in against the Texans team that's very, very talented in Houston.
Yeah. There you go, folks. That wraps up our Week 3 slate.
We got to wait. We got to do our upsets too. What's your upset of the week?
My upset of the week.
Yeah, what's your upset of the week? Because I already put mine out there. Mine's Panthers over the Raiders.
I think mine's got to be the Cardinals over the Lions if I had to pick an upset.
Valid.
From what I have.
Valid.
On paper, this Lions team should just run through the Cardinals, but let me see what they are right now.
They are +3. They're 3-point underdogs at home.
Okay, I like that. Home underdogs. Give me that as my upset of the week.
Valid.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's valid. I think it's just about that offensive coordinator of the Lions. If he decides to get back to what they do good, they're probably going to win.
Yeah.
But it's if you look at what they're doing so far this season, I mean, the Cardinals are the better team right now in terms of offensively and being able to score.
Yeah.
But Panthers, though, that's my upset of the week, bro. I think they're going to get one.
I don't hate I don't know.
Nobody wants to say it because the way they've looked with Bryce Young. But, I mean, if you look at his passing chart, he's not pushing the ball downfield. Andy Dalton's going to do that.
Yep.
He's going to challenge this Raiders defense all day.
Wouldn't be surprised. I think the Giants-Browns game is the most absurd thing I've heard in a
It's
very long time.
That's a complete stinker of a game, bro.
Yeah.
That I don't like in any way. But I do think that it's Deshaun Watson, and I don't like the way he's playing. And honestly, Daniel Jones looks like he's playing better.
Fair enough, dude. I appreciate all your insight and all this and doing this again, man. Well,
dude, every week, bro.
Yeah, it's
gotta go with the gut sometimes, bro.
Very
Because
fun.
I've been missing out not doing it. So
yeah,
sending it, bro. Send it.
I like it. Maybe a little too much, but we're not gonna.
Hey, we'll find out.
We'll find out. I appreciate you guys listening. Be sure to follow the TikTok and the Instagram. Let's Talk Ball _podcasts. Like, follow, all that stuff. Yeah, we'll see if Randy's bold predictions pay off and he goes 16-0 like he's claiming.
Let's go.
But I appreciate you guys listening again, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Later.